WoodSongs Kids is funded in part by the Kentucky Department of Tourism. Information about the lakes, mountains, parks, sports, music, art festivals, and more is available online at kentuckytourism.com. By the Martin Guitar Company, building handcrafted guitars for professionals and front porch pickers since 1833. Online at martinguitars.com. And by the Deering Banjo Company, making American-made handcrafted banjos. Their full catalog of banjos is online at deeringbanjos.com.
WoodSongs Kids, celebrating the music of America's front porch from the Lyric Theater in Lexington, Kentucky.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Michaela Rain Jonathan. Welcome to WoodSongs Kids. Here's my daddy, folk singer Michael Jonathan.
Thank you, Michaela. Here we go. Sitting on a creaky old rocking chair. They say it's gonna rain. We don't care. I'm dancing with you all afternoon on the front porch with me. Listen to the rhythm
of the summer rain,
tapping out a tempo
on my window pane.
Nothing like summer
on my front porch swing, making my banjo ring.
I'm playing my banjo on a rocking chair.
You can play your fiddle in your underwear.
Pretty as a rainbow in your hair. On the front porch with me. When you're on the front porch with me. Thank you, Michaela. And welcome everybody to the episode of WoodSongs Kids. We are celebrating the music of America's front porch nationwide with some wonderful, wonderful kids that come all over the country to be on our broadcast, where we celebrate their music, their spirit, their passions, and that's what WoodSongs Kids is all about. You don't have to be perfect to be on WoodSongs Kids. You just have a lot of love and have a lot of fun. Please welcome the Spencer Boys to WoodSongs Kids.
If you travel through the hills of West Virginia, down where the Greenbrier winds, just turn your ear to Bluestone Mountain, and you might hear the sound of a young girl cry. Some say it's the wind through the canyon, as blows lonesome sounds through the pines. Some say it's the sound of the river. I say it's just Cora Jones' cry. See, Cora lived alone on the Bluestone Mountain, with a little blonde-haired boy there by her side. The bloody Civil War made her a widow. Little Jacob is her lifeblood and her pride. Sometimes I wonder why things happen. Sometimes life can turn in cruel ways. So on a cold autumn day in late October, little Jacob wandered in Scott Hollow Cave. Well, the caves in West Virginia run forever, like a maze of black ribbon through the ground. When Cora went to search for Jacob, neither Jacob or Cora could be found. Some say it's the wind through the canyon, as blows lonesome sounds through the pines. Some say it's the sound of the river. I say it's just Cora Jones' cry. I say it's just Cora Jones' cry.
The Spencer Boys on WoodSongs Kids. We've got Joseph, 15 years old, playing acoustic guitar. Caleb is 14 and on mandolin. And Isaac, 10 years old, on vocals. Let's say hi to Isaac. You're sitting there. You're standing there doing all the singing. So, what's it like to have two older brothers that love to pick and sing, play, and you get to do all the singing? Do you like that? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, you're a talkative little fellow. Let's talk to the guitar player, your brother. So, how long have you been playing the guitar?
About.
Let's get you in the microphone there.
Sorry.
It's all right. How long have you been playing the guitar?
Probably about 6 years.
6
7
years. So you started a little bit about, well, you were about almost 10 years old when you started, right? The guitar is almost as big as you.
I started when I was probably 7 or 8 playing the guitar. That's probably 7 or 8 when I was 7 or 8.
So is that your main instrument? Do you play other instruments besides that?
Yeah.
What else do you-
No, I don't play the guitar.
Yeah.
I can play the mandolin a little bit.
You play the mandolin too.
much.
So and now your brothers are here playing the mandolin. How long have you been playing the mandolin?
I've been playing the mandolin about, well, I have to say about 9 years.
About
I got it when I was about 6 years old.
Uh-huh.
Dad, he bought my first mandolin for me when I was about 6.
It's nice having a daddy that buys you instruments, isn't it?
Yeah.
So who's your mandolin hero?
Joel Lawson.
Doyle Lawson, he's a good one. Okay, well, let's go ahead and listen to more of your music. You're going to play a tune called Rock, Salt, and Nails. It's the Spencer Boys on WoodSongs Kids.
On the banks of a river where the willows hang down and the wild birds they warble with the low morning sound. Way down in the holler where the river runs cold, it was there I first listened to the lies that you told. As I lay on my pillow and I see your sweet face, at past I remember that time can erase, and the letters you wrote me, they're written in shame, and I know that your conscience still echoes my name. If ladies were blackbirds and if ladies were thrushes, I lie there for hours in the chilly cool marshes, and if ladies were squirrels with those high bushy tails, I'd load up my shotgun with rock, salt, and nails.
Very nice. It's a song called Rock, Salt, and Nails. It's the Spencer Boys, Caleb, Isaac, and Joseph. And let's talk again some more to Joseph. Do you practice a lot? I mean, do you like sit on your porch? Because you come from a very rural community, right? Way out in the country?
Yeah, way out in the country.
Yeah.
Takes about 15 minutes to get to the mouth of the road. You can head to town.
So you live in a holler?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
So-
the last
so-
house in the holler.
Well, folks don't necessarily know what hollers are. They think it's from yelling, right? But that's actually the hollow in
Yeah.
between the two mountains
Yeah.
where the road goes, right?
Yeah.
But in the evening time, there's usually a very nice echo that happens out there.
Yeah, I tell you, well, yeah, it is. It's real nice. Caleb, he got a elk bugle, and every night, every evening, he goes out on the porch and calls that elk, and it echoes for a long way.
Well, we're very proud that the very first group of kids that is on WoodSongs Kids are from Kentucky. So we're very glad that you guys are here. And we want to go ahead and listen to more of your music. You can do a song called Long and Dusty Road. It's the Spencer Boys on WoodSongs Kids.
It's a long and dusty road that my feet they are traveling on, and sometimes Oh, the clouds are dark and low. Oh, but I've got to keep the faith and walk that straight and narrow way to reach a place that I will call my home. For my home is just around the bend. I think about it now and then. Reunions by the millions everywhere. But I'm looking forward to the time when all of heaven, it will be mine. I'll watch and pray, for it could be any day. For my home is just around the bend. I think about it now and then. Reunions by the millions everywhere. But I'm looking forward to the time when all of heaven, it will be mine. I'll watch and pray, for it could be any day.
It's the Spencer Boys on WoodSongs Kids. You know, John F. Kennedy said children are a living message sent to a time that we will not see. We should protect them, and that's what WoodSongs Kids is all about, and we're so grateful that the Spencer Boys could be here. Our next artist up, she plays the banjo. And what is the banjo? Did you know that this is an instrument that comes originally from Africa? People think that it's like a bluegrass instrument and stuff, but when you go back in time, this is an instrument that came to America from Africa, and this young artist plays banjo kind of differently from a bluegrass artist. We're going to talk about that with her as she does her music. She's going to do a tune called Will the Circle Be Unbroken? Our friend John McEwen would love this very much. Please welcome Baya Davis to WoodSongs Kids.
I was standing by my window on a cold and cloudy day when I saw that herds come rolling for to carry my mother away. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. Undertaker, 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 won't you please drive slow for this lady you are holding? Lord, I hate to see her go. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. I went back home, my home was lonesome. Miss my mother, she was gone. All my brothers, sisters crying. What a home, so sad and alone. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky.
Beautiful job.
Thank you.
Her name is Baya Davis. You're 14 years old.
Yes, sir.
And you're doing a different style of banjo playing that most folks wouldn't be familiar with. It's called clawhammer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So explain what clawhammer is. It's different from bluegrass picking,
Yeah.
right? Go ahead and explain it.
Well, I know there's three main types or ways to play banjo, and it's kind of like bluegrass, except it's like an older type of bluegrass, and that's old-time music, which is what I usually play. And there's two ways you can play it. You can do two-finger, or you can do clawhammer. Two fingers using only your index and your thumb. And clawhammer is where you kind of like strum with your index, but then like the offbeat or the onbeat, I don't know which one, you hit with your thumb.
You have a lot of knowledge for a 14-year-old kid,
Oh.
right?
Thank
So
you.
how long have you been playing?
8 years.
8 years. Well, let's listen to some more. You're going to do a tune called Bury Me Beneath the Willow.
Yeah.
It is Baya Davis
Yeah.
on WoodSongs Kids.
My heart is saying I am lonely, thinking of the one I love. When shall I sing? No, no, never, till we meet in heaven above. So bury me beneath the willow, under the weeping willow tree, so he will know where I am sleeping, and perhaps away for me. He told me that he dearly loved me. How could I believe it untrue? Until an angel softly whispered, he will prove it true to you. So bury me beneath the willow, under the weeping willow tree, so he will know where I am sleeping, and perhaps away for me. Tomorrow is our wedding day. Oh God, where can he be? He's out courting with another, and no longer cares for me. Oh, bury me beneath the willow, under the weeping willow tree, so he will know where I am sleeping, and perhaps away for me.
Bury Me Beneath the Willow. Baya Davis, 14 years old on WoodSongs Kids. Baya, I want you to come back to the microphone real quick. I know you got to retune and all, but
Sorry.
a bluegrass banjo has what's called a resonator on the back,
Yeah.
right? But this doesn't. So show everybody what the back of your banjo looks like. Let's get a picture of this. It's like the back is gone.
Yeah.
But that's typical to a frailing banjo, old-time banjo, right?
Yeah.
It's lighter.
Yeah.
Right? So why did you pick this style of banjo? Why not the three-finger J.D.
Well,
Crowe style?
I live in Leicester, North Carolina, which is right outside of Asheville, North Carolina. And near there, it's pretty common to play three-finger, but it's more common to play clawhammer. So my family and I started at a jam program. I don't know if they have it in Kentucky, but
They do?
They do?
Sure.
That's awesome. They have a jam program, which is Junior Appalachian Musicians, and we started there, and every banjo player taught clawhammer. So I was like, oh, that's cool. I've never seen someone play banjo like this before, so I started it, and I ended up liking it a lot more than three-finger. So
And
yeah.
it's a lot of fun, right?
Yeah, it is.
Well, we want to find out how much fun it is. We want to invite your dad, Hank, out. Hank Davis, why don't you come on out while she retunes? So Hank, it must be a very proud thing for a dad to see a daughter like Bayla, only 14 years old, and excel the way that she does.
Yes, sir. It's an exhilarating night tonight, especially.
What role does a mom and a dad have helping a young kid, 10, 11, 12 years old, eventually excel at an instrument?
Personally, I do a lot of driving, just driving them around.
Giving them opportunities, right?
Yeah, giving them opportunities like the wonderful opportunity that y'all are giving Bayla, and I got to say the Spencer boys tonight.
Aren't the Spencer boys amazing?
They
So what is
beautiful.
What is musically, what is home like for Bayla? I mean, does she have regular practice hours? Is this something that is regimented, or is it nice and loose and relaxed, and she drives her own ship?
We personally keep things very relaxed. Bayla never has to be reminded to play banjo.
Because she loves it so much, right?
She'll get up and play at 6 a.m. before school, and so.
Well, let's give Dad Hank a big round of applause.
Thank you.
Thank you, Hank.
Thank you for having us.
Good job. Good job as a dad. Parents were wonderful because they are the ones who give their kids the opportunity. Now, Bayla, you're going to play an instrumental for us, right?
Yes.
You had to retune your banjo.
I did, yeah.
And you're going to do a special song that Gene Ritchie made popular. Now, can you tell folks who Gene Ritchie is? Do you know much about her?
No.
She's sort of like the princess of Appalachian folk music, and she was a dulcimer player.
Okay.
And she played with Woody Guthrie and Pete Seeger and Joan Baez, and she was sort of the queen of Appalachian folk music. So you're going to play a song that she made very popular, and you're going to play it solo on the banjo.
Yeah.
How hard was it for you to learn how to play this?
Well, I didn't learn it by lessons.
I mean, it just came to you like from outer space or something?
Yeah, outer space. It just came to me like outer space, yeah.
So how did you learn this? Did you listen to it on a record and then learn it?
I listened to it. We have a lot of jams, just groups of
So you saw somebody
musicians.
else playing it and
Yeah.
you liked it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's check it out. Gene Ritchie made it popular. She's going to play it. It's called Cuckoo Bird. It is Bayla Davis, 14 years old on WoodSongs Kids. Baya Davis, 14 years old. Now, before you put your banjo down, let's put it back on. I want to ask you a question now. We were talking about the kind of banjo that you're playing, right?
Yeah.
And this open back banjo, and you're frailing, but we didn't really talk about what you're doing with your right hand. Mm-hmm. Right? And that's different from the bluegrass picking, right?
Yeah.
So on this song, do it slow, and we want the camera to come in really close and explain what you're doing with your right hand.
Well,
because you're very smooth. It's very, very rhythmic, and
thank you.
you're nice and clean the way you're playing it. And it's not an easy thing to learn, is it?
Yeah, no, it's not.
So how did you start learning? What did you do with your fingers to start learning?
Well, the first thing that my teacher, Ben Nelson, from Black Mountain, North Carolina, taught me, he taught me bum ditty, which is... And he taught me that for a year.
Bum ditty is an actual
Yes.
instructional term.
Yes,
right?
bum ditty.
I want everybody to know that. This is not fake. This is real. Bum ditty is how you start playing. So go ahead and show them bum ditty.
So it's like bum ditty, and then when I had my first lesson, that's all he taught me, and I was like, well, when am I going to learn all the songs? And he was like, first you got to do this, and it took me an entire year to actually like get it all together. So when I started when I was 6, I didn't learn a song until I was 7.
You kind of like sitting on your couch or your front porch and just do the same thing over and over and over.
Yes.
That's something called practice, right?
Yeah.
But once you finally got it, it's like, well, now I can do anything.
Yeah.
So show a nice, steady bum ditty pattern. And let's give me about 15 seconds of Cuckoo Bird, and we can see how that fits in the song. Perfect. 14-year-old Bayla Davis. Wasn't it great having her on WoodSongs Kids? And all the way from Kentucky, the Spencer boys, Caleb, Isaac, and Joseph. They did such a wonderful job. Come here, Michaela. We're going to end the first broadcast of WoodSongs Kids together. We love having our kids on the show. You know, Mr. Rogers said something very important. He said, listening is where love begins. And we encourage everybody to please listen to your kids. So what do we want to say, Michaela?
Thank you for watching our show. We'll be back next week for more WoodSongs Kids.
Closed captioning provided by VisitLEX.com. WoodSongs Kids is funded in part by the Kentucky Department of Tourism. Information about the lakes, mountains, parks, sports, music, art festivals, and more is available online at KentuckyTourism.com. By the Martin Guitar Company, building handcrafted guitars for professionals and front porch pickers since 1833. Online at martinguitars.com. And by the Deering Banjo Company, making American-made handcrafted banjos. Their full catalog of banjos is online at deeringbanjos.com.